we'll open it up for questions for Coach Barnes.
Sorry, I got to let me go.
Well, how does it feel giving Long Beach their first win, unfortunately?
I mean,
It happens.
yeah, it happens. We've actually gave 2 teams their first win, so we should be used to that. I think Long Beach just came out on fire. They usually don't shoot the ball well from the 3. They usually don't rebound the ball well, but they seem to do both of those things well tonight. And we just didn't bounce back. They punched us in the face early, and we didn't really have an answer, and we couldn't guard their guards one-on-one. Their guards got to the basket whenever they wanted. So it's hard to win games like that.
Looks like you guys came out struggling against their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Why exactly was that?
Because they play a matchup zone, and matchup zones they're typically hard, but the advantage of playing against someone that plays a matchup zone is it's very hard to rebound against. So we should have really crashed the board and took advantage of that. That's why they hadn't won any games on the boards. But we just couldn't reverse the ball. We couldn't shoot the ball well. I mean, we were 8 for 28 from the 3. So when you're settling for that many threes, you're not converting. It's hard to win games. And this is our worst free throw shooting night of the year. But I love the way we battled back in the second half. So we rebounded the ball better in the second half, but we just was kind of too little too late because we were down by 20 points at one point. So.
Fourth quarter looks like you guys had a little more off-ball movement. Do you think that was a problem in the first half?
Well, I had to adjust the offense. Because we couldn't reverse the ball against their matchup. So we made some adjustments that worked, but we just couldn't hit shots. I mean, Cat Wright 2 for 7 from the 3. Sam Thomas never goes 0 for 5. Marley 3 for 8. So we hit a couple more threes. It's a different game. So.
Do you think you're relying on three-pointers, or do you think they should adjust after them seeing that?
Well, we don't have any post players, so we have to rely a lot on 3-pointers, and we're playing against a matchup zone. So when you play against a matchup zone, there's a lot of people inside, and our post players are 3s playing the 4 and 5. So we don't have an interior game. So we are going to shoot the 3 a lot, but I prefer the ball to go inside now, regardless if we don't score, because then we can get easier shots. But I felt like first half we took a lot of contested shots, and you're going to shoot a low percentage when you take bad contested shots. That's why we shot 28% from the 3. So.
What was your message to the team going into halftime, and kind of what were some of the adjustments you think worked in the second half?
Well, I changed the starting lineup for the second half because Marley could score, and we couldn't score when she wasn't in the game. And my message to them was we are going to crash and we are going to play hard, or else we're not going to play. So I think it worked. And I'm not that – I usually don't like to do that, but we've practiced the last few days like we played, and like I take responsibility for that. But it's just really hard to go over a lot of stuff and really work on rebounding when we don't have a lot of people. So trying to find a way to teach a lot with walkthrough, it's hard for a young team. Because the bottom line is we need to rebound, but then I can let the guys kick our ass and just, pound us on the boards, but then we can't play because we're playing 5, 6 people. So there's a balance of that. They're just not having a lot of depth. And then, I'm asking Destiny Graham to play against post players and bang all night and then rebound. It's tough, and I do understand that. So I'm trying to find ways to get them a little bit more rest.
What does it say about Sam that she went 0 for 5 from 3? She had pretty shooting-wise, she had not pretty good. She had a career high in rebounds.
Yeah, that's Sam. So Sam is always going to give you something. That's why she plays a lot of minutes, and she's always going to play a lot of minutes here because when she's not scoring, she's rebounding, so you're still productive. Because to me, productivity is not only about scoring, it's about doing other things. So she does that. So I love the fact she was 0 for 5, but 11 rebounds, like you said, 4 offensive, and some huge plays. Some huge plays where she causes a jump ball, and some of those things don't show up on the stat sheet. There's some big blocks. She has 3. I think she had more than 1 block. It says 1 block here. But she does all those things that it's hard to take her off the floor. So, and she's a 6-foot player playing the post that's our best rebounder. So, that's impressive, and she's consistent, and she's going to have a great career here at Arizona.
It was actually her career in low minutes.
Yeah. Well, because I know that they're really tired. Like, I'm exhausted from our week-long road trip, so I know they are. So I was trying to find a way to get her out. But even having her out the 5 minutes was very difficult, I'll tell you that. Because it is a different game when she is out of the basketball game, just for all the little things she does. So at times we struggled when she was out.
How do you think your team's going to learn from this loss?
I think we're learning something from every loss. We've given 2 teams back-to-back their first wins. That's hard. But I think as a young team, you just have to improve every day. For me, this year is not about the wins and losses, and it can't be, and it won't be. It's about the process of getting better every day. We have to. So right now there are some glaring things that we have to improve. I was hoping we can come back home and take care of home just because we were just on the road and had a tough time. But you gotta bring in practice every day. You practice how you play. In our practice the last couple of days was the same as this game tonight. So they have to learn that you have to bring it. Sometimes you're tired, but that's the way the season is. That's the way college basketball is. So you have to take care of your bodies, and you have to do different things, and it's hard. And we just have to get better.
What do you think went wrong with the zone on defense early in the first half?
Well, I think the hard thing is if you look at statistically, they shoot in the 20s from the three, and all the kids that shot in the 20s hit threes. So I mean, when you give a player confidence, and they have some gamers, they have 7 freshmen also, but they were so confident taking us off the dribble every second, so it's a lot easier to hit a three. And I think we don't have good ball pressure. That's another thing we have to work on. But I mean, they have 5 players in double digits. They played a pretty balanced game. And they kind of picked us apart and did what they want. So I think individually for us, you have to take more pride in your one-on-one defense. And then, what was evident tonight, they ran these ISO plays. So if you saw 2 people at the elbows, and they called it magic. So they were basically passing it in, ISOing, and taking us one-on-one. So at halftime, I addressed that and said, you need to take some pride in that. And we showed them how to force the offense, but it's, you can't just let someone call a play and isolate you, because then that means that they think you can't defend them. So some of those things as a young player, you have to take personal. You need to say as a player, you're going to isolate me? I don't think so. But that's just pride individually, and I think that learning that as a player and a competitor. But besides that, there are a lot of little technical things we can fix, but you just can't give teams so much confidence early and expect to beat them and come down, because you fight so hard to come back and get rid of that deficit. It's hard to win a game when you don't have bodies, because we're playing 6 people. It's hard to press a lot. So they're exhausted at the end. I get that, but in situations like this, you have to do that.
In the last 2 games, it seems like you've gotten down early. You staged a huge comeback. In the last game, you tied the game up, and you ended up losing by 3.
Yeah.
Tonight was kind of the same thing. You get down early, and the girls can come back, but hopefully you're not down like that.
Well, I know, and that's the disappointing part, because it was about 2 weeks ago, it was different. We would start the game awesome, and then we'd kind of give up a run. So now I think it's just taking care of home court, having confidence right away, being aggressive from the get-go. When you let young teams or teams come in here and get confidence, it's really hard to come back. And we don't have the bodies to then go press for 10 minutes. So we just have to do a better job from the get-go, and just have it. And it's hard to have a lot of leadership with a lot of new people. And I think that collectively, sometimes other people have to step up when someone's not having a good night or different things like that. And we're trying to figure all that stuff out now, because we don't have like 3 or 4 seniors on the team. So kind of finding the veteran leaders that can kind of pull everybody together, because it's going to be hard, and we are going to be inconsistent. I understand that. But I think that taking care of home against a team that hadn't won yet this year, that's a team. We should have confidence in that. We can't just let them come here. They came here and they outplayed us in every way. So this was a great win for them.
You got one more?
Yeah, I don't know if you talked about Sam.
Yes.
She was everywhere. She was not only rebounding, but she was on the floor a lot.
She was.
Grabbing 50-50 balls, and a lot of stuff that UIC doesn't end up in the stat sheet.
And that's what we talked about before. So Sam is very hard to take out of the game. And she played 35 minutes, and those 5 minutes felt like 15 to me. So when she's out of the game, it is different. She does so many things. She helps our offense run. If you tell her to do one thing, she does it. She doesn't forget where to be, when a lot of other freshmen do. So she doesn't play like a freshman. That's why she's always going to earn a lot of minutes, because she's extremely valuable. When she's not hitting shots, she's doing something else. This is the first game I think I've seen her shoot such a bad percentage. But then she comes up and she gets 11 rebounds. She dives on the floor. She does those things that are contagious, and those are very valuable. So she's going to continue to find minutes because of that. So she can be 0 for 10, but she's going to do other stuff, so she will play. I thought she had a couple more blocks, but she makes our offense run, and she does not play like a freshman at all.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Anybody?
What happened at halftime to kind of lead to a change in your game as far as scoring?
The biggest thing is the last couple of games we've been digging ourselves in holes, but the biggest thing is that I try to go in the locker room and let them know there's a lot of basketball to be played, and so it's just basically I go in there and I talk to them, I motivate them, and they come out and they give their all. So it's really just we came out wanting to play better. So it's really the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, the seniors on the team and even the transfers that are sitting out, they just give us a lot of energy and just tell us to keep our heads up. So I think it helps a lot.
What was coach's message going into halftime to kind of spark a change?
Her biggest thing was, slow down, basically. Slow down, move the ball, get the open shots, stop taking contested shots because we were taking a lot of bad and contested shots in the first half. So our biggest thing was slow down and run our plays so we can get the shot that we want.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I also think Coach just really wanted us to, like, keep our heads high. A whole bunch of people going into halftime, like, their heads were low. So she just wanted us to, like, stay motivated and stay hungry.
What's the biggest challenge when you're only having to only use 7 players? What's the biggest challenge with that?
The biggest challenge is when we do dig ourselves in holes, we have to bring that energy and we get fatigued, we get tired. So the hardest thing is basically us trying to push through being fatigued throughout the game.
Also, attitude-wise, I think when one person, out of 7 people get down, I think everyone else feeds off of that. So having, like, people just, like, our attitudes are way down.
Is the way Sam plays, is that contagious? That's kind of what the deal was saying.
Definitely, she's somebody, especially, I know personally, like, when I see how hard Sam works, it's like I can't sit here and sulk and be upset because even if Sam's not scoring, she's doing something else, getting blocks or getting rebounds. So she's somebody who really motivates me.
She motivates me too because even when we get down, I find her attitude to be like her attitude doesn't change. Like she just goes for it all the time. Like she's always fighting. She has so much heart.
What do you guys have to change now that you're on a 4-game losing streak going into San Diego State?
Our starts, definitely. I told them like we continue to have bad starts and we can't do that because we continue to dig ourselves in a hole, and when we're actually playing the way we're supposed to play, the basketball we know how to play, it's like we go on a run and it's not enough. And so the biggest thing is we need to go out there ready and have a better start.
How do you think you change that or get a better start?
That's a good question. But I feel like it's just a mental thing. We all have to get our minds right and get more focused because it seems like we're not focused enough, that we're going out there and we're playing nonchalant and we're letting these teams get any shot they want. So we have to go out there and be more aggressive, especially on defense, because we gave up way too many points in the first quarter.
Marley, you had a career high in points. What's the transition been like for you since you're a freshman? What's the biggest difference between high school and college so far?
The game is definitely faster, and everyone is smarter. Like it's not like high school where you're a star. Like no, you're playing with tons of stars. So it's definitely harder. But in practice, I think I'm playing with like some of the best like guards, Ari McDonald, and she gets me better each day in practice. And also we have some great practice players. So when I go out there in the game, I'm not like scared or anything.
Anything else?
Looks like you guys definitely needed to press more on defense because they were getting a lot of uncontested shots. What do you think you can work on in practice to kind of improve that once you go into San Diego State?
The biggest thing is not hesitating because when we're in traps, and also remembering to trap because at the end of the game, somebody scores and we're just running back and we're supposed to immediately get in the trap. And then also, like I said, hesitating because we're sitting there hesitating to do the trap and then they're dribbling right past us. So we got to learn how to, as soon as they get the ball in, aggressive, get up there and start trapping.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.